Greetings, everybody. So here's taking you back to when I was in Moss Creek about to meet the First Contact Ground Crew team. And I had started to meditate a lot, and I was meditating in the front yard, which also was a golf course. And I had a very vivid vision of me and my twin flame in a little boat on a lake, and all the animals around us were having a party, and there was like a rainbow. And during this period, I started to have, like take trips to the pool at Moss Creek and like look up a lot, going platinum blonde and colors in my hair. And Alexis Serrano from Puerto Rico contacted me from Los Angeles, and she was leaving her marital home and she took cats with her. And then she referred me to Jeff Witham, her spiritual healer. And then I met the First Contact Grand Crew team, and Andrew was on camera with Amy, and they were like smoking up, and he was a cute boy, she was a beautiful woman, and I started to chat everybody up in the room, and I opened a portal with Archangel Gabriel and two other beings to House of the Future in my mother's room that day. And we spoke, it was a full moon, we spoke till 3 in the morning, and then once David woke up, he looked straight me in the eye and said I had to leave, gave me $200. I called a cab and I went to the North End to the Ramada, was given yoga lessons, and then went to the Metropolitan. I spoke with Jeff Witham for 12 hours a day for a whole week. He cut my cords with Archangel Michael, reattached me with the highest rose essence. And then I got the surgery that night. I had a sleep paralysis event where I heard the word flip repeatedly in my brain, very clear, very feminine voice, very many times, and I saw a visual of me with pink and purple hair, which I got done shortly after. And my journey began very much deepening. I was unable to sleep for the most part, and I was always on the shores, and I saw the ships, and much more events happened, which is not the real purpose of this recording now. Then Andrew and I grew really close, and he would always post, in the chat room and in videos, and he would like say my daddy birth line name, and just always like have an extra spark. And I had a very deep connection with Archangel Michael as well. And then progressively I kind of moved from Metropolitan to Broad Creek Landing, 95 Forest Cove, where I got picked up by William Hoisington at the Hurricane Bar, and he offered to make a lovedima.com, which he did in no time, and we posted it online. And that Christmas, the Father of all creation figure was Bill in the house, and I got kicked out of the room because I had to discipline Bill, and it made me leave very suddenly my place at Broad Creek Landing and go to Beirut, where I spent 2 months going to like all the churches and cathedrals possibly imaginable and sit in meditation, and I performed a lot of surgeries there. And then I was chatting up Andrew and a couple boys from the island at that point in time, and then next thing you know, I flew back here on the 22nd of February 2016. I was supposed to fly to Shasta right away, but I called the house shortly after I already had canceled my lease, and They told me something about the energies not being right, and then I spoke to Michael Love in North Carolina, who told me that Russell Pearson was gonna join the house as the fake Archangel Uriel, Lucifer Father Vocation to Destroy mission. And then he put the seal of Michael on me that day I exited the little hotel facility I was at here. And I moved to Bluffton, back to Queen's Grant in Hilton Head, back to the Christian world in Bluffton, where I spent 2 months exclusively reading the gospel. Came back to the island at Kelly Lintern, Springwood number 21. Went to Resurrection Church, got baptized in the ocean in August 2016. Shortly after, I had a call with the pastors of Resurrection Church, and simultaneously I received a call from Mount Shasta, Cali, where Amy and Miguel had me go through the whole session, Atlantean checklist, and beyond. And then it was just decreed that I had to get to Shasta ASAP, so I canceled my lease, shipped out everything, and within a week I was there. And a being opened the door that wasn't any of these being mentioned above, and weird things started to happen. And then I started to give sessions and write Final Events Energies update, and then Jonah joined the house. I started to film the Final Events Energies update, and then once I revealed Aurora, which came very clearly in my brain, same as the flip word, one night in December, I was asked to leave the house, which I did. Came back to Springwood number 23 at Lee Wood's house, created the upgraded surgery, and then I moved to Tanglewood, to the Kosovo Islamic world that were having a lot of rituals with a Sierra girl involving Jonah and beyond. And then Brendan came by, got a session, got me out to Ganesta, 15 days into Bikram. And then Jiva, I got a invitation from Andrew to go to Tennessee to Woodspring Hotel and Suites, where we spent a month. And we were meditating together and going to a bunch of natural settings. And he was getting lost in Absurdios, so I received a call from Jonah, and I thought it'd be wiser to, because I was investigating Lucifer at that point. I wasn't sure who that was, because I had gotten a lot of offers from Lucifers, and I wasn't sure at that point what was what and who was who. Now Jonah had, just came to my room twice and then just left me there. Wanted me to get a house and start working, but that wasn't part of what I could handle at that point. So instead of going to Shasta, I came back to this island, which only has Circle K's as gas stations, because this is like a karmic island, literally. Brendan only brought me back here so that him and Heather can steal my identity for Aurora Diamond Rainbow, which they did, and now she gives sessions in my name, which are obviously screwing up creation big time. And as I came back, I had to go to Amy Spedafora Thompson, who used laser situation in my eyes, sclera, gave me 144 pills. They tried to mess with my DNA so that I be with Stephen Thompson, but it didn't work because he was involved in a lot of rituals and I couldn't handle it. So I left in the hopes of meeting Sir Pearson, whom I thought was Lucifer Father of Creation. And then it's been a couple years. I travel crazy, and now I'm back, and I'm an abandoned G6 under a false birthday, homeless in LA, etc. And there's 2 girls that got apparently married as Dima Tabrawi. One's Aurora Diamond Rainbow, one's Aurora Morningstar. And the people are fighting amongst each other over who's who. And apparently, Team Blue is trying to get me to go back to Andrew, etc. And it so may be possible that my spirit child is actually with not Andrew, it might be with Russ, because he backed up my contract. I don't know if he stole my baby or whatnot, but today, after a very deep workout, I just came to the realization that there was a spell placed on me in Turkey while in vacation with a being called Urea, who's actually a dark witch, and she's the mother of Hades. And Hades is the dark side of the devil, literally. Like, he's the Greek mythology side. So that's like the whole Stephen transmission versus Russell, whatever. So they created a chamber by the center of the earth where I perform my surgeries. And from this chamber, they create like all sorts of dark creatures and parasites and snakes and like all the spiders and the like. Those are not even supposed to be on my planet. And the guy, like Hades, is always in his cauldron, like gathering potions, and he never even looks in the mirror. He's in like a lot of self-deprecation. So today I've been kicking him out of creation. And I'm on a mission to like kill Hades, really, and Rhea the whore and her mother, who literally, I was in Rhea's house and her maids, we were eating Oreos at the table, and they looked at me and they were freaked out, and they told me that my mother was going to get real sick, and then she got in a coma a week later. So it was all spell work from Rhea's house, whose brother is Joe. And then the mother had like affairs, situationals with my birth father, and Hades is keeping my mother and I like as spiritual prisoners on our own planet, and like doing clonatics, etc. around us. So I'm working hard now from Earth Central, and I greet you all in the highest.